Joining me now is Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa, Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians. Senator, always good to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Are you pleased that the Prime Minister has made it up to Alice Springs, and what do you hope that this visit achieves?
Oh, look, it's probably too little too late for the Prime Minister. And given that we've had to shame him once more to make the journey to Alice Springs, that's fairly obvious. He's turned up in Alice Springs with a bucket full of cash, thinking that somehow throwing money at the issues that we are faced with is going to fix it. And wrapping up this whole package to appear as though it's something new and wonderful and it's going to close the gap. The problem is that what we need is an audit of the funding that's already gone into the Northern Territory to determine what outcomes have come about. We had $350 million thrown at us by the PM last year, and nothing has changed on the ground. And what he's doing is nothing new. These are existing funding agreements that were due to run out in the middle of the year, and his government has just extended them. So it's all smoke and mirrors and really no real answers or no real way forward to sort out the issues on the ground in Central Australia.
Well, let's talk about this funding. It's a lot of money. It's $842 million to close the gap. This is what the Prime Minister said today.
All about building Australia's future and making sure that people in remote communities and First Nations people are not left behind.
Senator, as you just said, nothing has changed here. It's not new funding. It comes into effect, it's my understanding, from July 1. It's going to need bipartisan support. Would you support it?
Look, what I would support is understanding how better that funding can be applied to produce outcomes. And like I said, this initiative began with John Howard, and previously that funding was provided over a 6-year period. When the Prime Minister came to power, they'd only put into play for 2 years. So now they're extending it to 6 years to make it look as though it's something new. And the problem with this is the fact that they dropped the ball. They put all their eggs in one basket when it came to the voice. They've run out of ideas and they think that this is going to shift the dial. This is more of the same as before. And what they haven't done is look at how to establish economic independence and economic empowerment through supporting Aboriginal Territorians participate in the private sector. There's a whole bunch of things that this Prime Minister could do that he's not doing. And even the member for Lingiari, Marion Scrimgeour, has said that we need an audit of the funds that are coming into the Northern Territory federally. But he's even ignoring her calls for this audit as well. So that's what needs to happen.
Senator, Peter Dutton has reignited discussion over the 3 national flags, doubling down on why he believes Australia should stick with just one. Here's what he told Sky News host Peter Dutton last night.
A number of people have come up to me to say, thanks for what you said in relation to the flag. You know, we have a lot of respect for the Indigenous flag and the Torres Strait Islander flag, but it is not our national flag. And I think, well, why would we be ashamed of that? Why wouldn't we embrace it? And anyway, I think it's worth fighting for.
I think he's absolutely right. I think it is worth fighting for. We should be proud of this country and proud of our flag. What's the feedback that you're getting to Peter Dutton's one flag only call?
Oh, look, it's been overwhelmingly positive from right around the country. And driving around the country over the Christmas break, I saw more Australian flags than I have seen in a number of years in people's front yards, on their cars, all over the place. It's a real positive step forward. And it's a position that Peter and I took on the day the referendum results came through, and we took our first press conference. We decided just to stand before the Australian flag for the fact that we want to work as a united country. We want to encourage our children to be proud to call themselves Australian, because they have so much to be proud of in this great country of ours.
Absolutely. We are the lucky country, and I even note that Peter Dutton was sitting in front of that one flag last night during his interview with Peter Dutton. Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa, always great to speak with you. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening.